Hello everybody, this is Terry over here at Berkeley Glass. Today we have a project on the 24-inch circle we're going to be cutting out of 3/16 plate glass. If you've never done this before, we tell you it's not easy right off the bat. It's an acquired touch, so to speak. And what we have is we have a circle cutter, which is basically it's a suction cup. It has a ruler or a tape measure or a guide on here that tells you just how big your circle is going to be. I already set it. It's going to be set for 24 inches, as you can tell. So I try to center it on a piece of glass, lock it down. As you can see, I'm going to move it over a little bit. You want to have it centered enough to where you have a good amount of glass left over, because you should cut a square piece 2, 3, 4 inches bigger than the circle that you want. It comes into play afterwards. So what I'm going to do is, where I can see where the circle is going to be, I'm going to put some oil down there, some oil down there. My cutter goes around, it actually hits the oil, which you want to keep lubricated as you cut it, because you don't want the glass drying out. You want to keep it wet because you're going to do a little bit of work. Okay, so everything's set. Like I said, I already got it to 24 inches. So we're going to push hard enough to score this glass. And you can listen as I go. You hear that score. And as it goes by, it hits the oil every time it comes around to where I blotted the oil down. Bring it all the way around until you meet right there, where you started from. Pull the suction cup off. Now comes the fun part. We have to pop this glass from underneath to get it to run. But it is running underneath. You don't want to hit it too hard because you don't want to flake it, but you want to hit it hard enough to where it makes it run. And when you're doing this, you always stay behind the run. Never get ahead of it, because you'll get a chance to do things that it doesn't need to do. Okay, so we're getting there, This is for a customer 24-inch round circle out of 3/16 glass. When I'm done cutting it and separating it from the square, I will be polishing the edges, making it safe to move, and then I'll oil the edges. And it'll go on a tabletop, I presume. Ball point. This is a metal cutter. This is my ball point on my cutter. And I'm hitting right underneath where the cut is and right behind where the run stops every time I hit it. And it's getting close. We're almost there. Last man's work is never done. I'm going to take off for a second. I'll pause this and get right back to you. I had to go answer customers' questions. It happens sometimes. Okay, it had ran all the way around here. You can't really tell. You might be able to tell, see. But the main thing is now is to get this piece of glass, the square, away from the circle. Which I like to do as a square is I'll take my cutter somewhere on the opposite side of the circle all the way back to the edge. We'll do it like this. I'll do it there. I do it in 4 places, like the center of the circle. And there's 4. And then I'll take it, and since it's already ran, the score that I just did won't go no further than the circle. You won't go into the circle. See, that's all. You gotta be a little careful when it comes to this point, just for the fact that pulling it apart. See that? That's 1. See that? And number 4. Number 4. And as you can see, the edges are very sharp. I have a circle. I'm going to polish this up, all the edges, and it's going to be really pretty. Bear with me for a second, and I'll show you how I do that. We got to throw this stuff out of the way without cutting marble off. Trash. Makita disc sander is the best tool you could ever have for polishing glass. I love it. The main thing when you're doing circles, and even when you're doing flat pieces, square pieces, is to keep it moving. You don't want to sit in one spot too long, because it'll stay in the spot, a flat spot. You definitely don't want that when you're doing a circle. Place this pull there. Put a new disc on here. I like to start with a fresh new disc on every time I want to get this kind of work. And let's see what we got. Okay. I like to try to put a good 45, I call it 45. Put a good angle on it. Because when you get to the point of polishing the edges, the flat part of the edges, it gives you more of a lip to work with, less of a surface you have to play with. Go all the way around. Always be careful because these edges are really sharp. There's no joke about it. Okay, so I got a good seam around the whole outside. I don't know if you can see it. It looks a little gray than the rest of it. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to put another disc on here to go back one more time. So you go around with green start. Again, perfection. We got CSP already. That's why I said you keep it constantly moving because you don't want a black spot in the circle. And see how I'm doing it? Like I said, I'm going to get a new pad on here. I'm going to go across this other side. There's a couple little divots. I don't know if you can see it. A little divot right here. There's a couple more from where the glass flakes sometimes when you're separating it, when you're popping it, making it run. I'll put a good 45 on this backside, and then I'll be able to polish the front real nice. These pads don't last a long time. You always want to use a new one when you're trying to do custom stuff like tabletops and all. You want a good pad. So what I'm going to do is go around here and put a really good 45 on this side. The other side wasn't bad. Probably won't have to do that again, but definitely on this back side. Go slow. Get a good, deep, good dive. That's working good. I took off almost every imperfection there was on it. Check it to make sure. 24 inches. I got all that. I'm going to polish the front. Looks good. Couple little spots we hit here and there. No big deal. Good. And that's how you cut a circle. Isn't that pretty? Oh, you know it's pretty. Anyway, the only thing left to do now, get a paper towel, just to oil the edges, and make it look beautiful. You want a second? Here we go. This is marble mystery oil we use in our glass cutters. You can use auto oil, it doesn't matter, 10W30. Something like this, oil. We get it wet. I'll show you what we do. You see the edges of this glass? Got a dry look. We'll take this oil and we'll run it all the way around the edges. It soaks into that and gives it that gloss color. It looks really nice when you're done. Then all you gotta do is basically just clean the glass, wrap it up, and give it to the customer. Hopefully they like it. I like it. That's basically it. That's how you cut a circle. It's not for the faint of heart. It takes some experience. You can't be afraid, but you gotta be willing to try it. Anyway, like I said, this Terry up here at Berkeley Glass, we do custom tabletops, almost any kind of pattern you could have. Some we send out, we can do tempered, but mostly we hand cut our stuff. We like to do ourselves. This circle is for the customer, and like I said, it's a 24-inch diameter circle, cut out of 3/16 glass, and we just hope the customer likes it. If I like it, I know the customer's gonna like it.